What up? It's your boy Big Vern coming to you live from the App Stupid Studios. Too Hot Tuesday. You know how we do. Gonna be 100 degrees outside. Make sure you go ahead and get your pets out early, then get them back in where it's nice and cool at. Great show lined up for you today. Chris Paul. Chris Paul is back in Lob City. I don't know. I'm not even gonna dignify that with a response right now. And then Shedeur Sanders. Guess who's still in the show in mini camp? And guess who's not talking about it? Then we'll go from there to Google Gate 2.0 as Claressa Shields. She does away with her opponent. However, before the fight, Google gave away not only the scorecards, but how the fight was going to play out, and they were exactly right. Check out what we think about that. Then we're going to pivot to the world of college basketball. Coach Cal. He's got a new recruits in a freshman class in Arkansas that is really shaping up as one of the top classes in the country. And then we'll land the plane with Glorilla. She's arrested after performing a concert in another state. Find out why. These stories and many more when we come back from a quick 20 from a rap album. It's your boy Big Vern. Give me a it's your boy Big Vern coming to you live from the App Stupid Studio. We pushing a new album this month. The Clipse, Pusha T, and Malice. Let God sort them out. In stores now. Get it where you legally consume music, whether it be Apple Music, Google Play, or Spotify. My personal favorite on the track is Chains and Whips with Kendrick Lamar, POV with Tyler the Creator, So Be It, Inglorious Bastards with Ab Leva, So Far Ahead with Pharrell Williams, Let God Sort 'Em Out, Chandeliers with Nas is probably one of the wildest tracks. I mean, just from the way the transition and the beats pick up, and Nas is always gonna bring the rhymes. I'm like, wow, the AR in the Saints mouth? Come on, bro. Again, we actively listen to hip hop around here. And by the grace of God, that one's heavy too. Clipse, Let God Sort 'Em Out. Pusha T and Malice in stores now. Shout out to Pusha T. Shout out to Malice. Let God Sort 'Em Out. Show them boys some love. Not gonna hold you, man. Chris Paul is back in LA. I know, Kawhi. I know. Why though? Now, Brad Boykins, he's a decent writer at CBS Sports. He's intelligent. So when I read this piece, I was like, could this be a bad joke of sorts? Because Chris Paul is never going to win a championship anywhere. Chris Paul plays absolutely no defense. And I know every basketball club in the NBA that brings him in is saying, oh, well, he's going to go ahead and show the young guys how to be high character. He's not high character. He's one of the worst guys any referee could ever say that they've had the displeasure of reffing against. This dude. So when I look at this article from CBS Sports, and Boykins has called that this whole Chris Paul move was brilliant, I'll be honest with you, I almost spit water out of my mouth. Like, there is absolutely no way that shit can be looked at as brilliant. You now have a collection of old dudes on the bench. You got a collection of old guys on the bench. Yeah, you dodged a bullet getting rid of Paul George, and now he's Philadelphia's problem. But Kawhi, he's not the youngest guy. He's not the youngest guy in the bush. And then you got James Harden. He's getting pretty long in the tooth. Now you add in Chris Paul. And those two used to play together in Houston. That didn't get them anywhere but to the Western Conference Finals, and they lost. The only person on that Clippers team with championship experience is Kawhi Leonard. One with the San Antonio Spurs, and he won one in Toronto. Kawhi notwithstanding, I don't know what you gained by actually inking Chris Paul to a deal. And if I'm Tyronn Lue, I'm just like, are we really trying to win this year? What the hell? Are we serious about winning? So when I also glanced over the article, it was talking about Leonard and Harden, they become free agents in 2027. Okay. Yes, those are two heavyweight contracts that are putting the Clippers over the salary cap. I get it. But just because they're free agents, it doesn't mean there's going to be any takers out there. I don't know if they got the memo, but the NBA has gotten younger, it has gotten stronger, it's gotten faster. These guys, pretty much, they're bench guys now. I can't see a team that is young, youthful. They've got superstars like Detroit. They're not looking to go ahead and give away their young youth to have James Harden hold the ball at half court and give you step back three. Dribble, stab, step back three. And everybody sit around and watch. And then they just have to play defense. No. That is not an option. We know it's not an option. Let's not kid ourselves. But the fact that Chris Paul's move is considered brilliant, really? Because really, the way that his contract is structured with the Clippers, him, Kawhi, and Harden, they all become free agents in 2027. Now, this is assuming that the Clippers, they don't actually re-sign these guys. They dump a large portion of their cap bonus. But however, they've mortgaged away all the youth, so it doesn't matter who you have in a cupboard because you gave everything away. Does that make sense? Does that make sense to anybody? How brilliant is that? You have basically a win right now at all costs mentality with older guys. And then you're going to go ahead and have these periods where you got to give them rest on the road. Some guys are not going to be playing back-to-back, and you've got to deal with the rigors of an 82-game season, 4 and 5 day stretches on the road, back-to-backs. I mean, come on now. You're going to go ahead and load manage these guys. They're older. They can't go. My God. These guys are 14, 15-year vets. I get it. But, I mean, they could be somewhere as a mayor, maybe a player development or talent kind of thing, but not at this stage in the game. Not at this stage in the game. And it looks like, I'm just going to be honest with you, LA, they've become fond of collecting old players. LeBron is in the Laker land. He's older. He's 42. Then Chris Paul, he's old. Kawhi, he's getting up there. Like I said, Harden's pretty long in the tooth. Then you jump across in the Bay. Steph Curry, he ain't no young chicken. Draymond, I mean, he's showing his in his beard. I mean, I'm not saying that these old guys don't have anything to offer. What I'm sitting here saying is that the league has to continue. You can't hold these guys where they used to be in yesteryear. And that's the problem when you start to lionize and idolize these guys, because you don't want to go ahead and give them away because where they are right now. You want to hold on to what they used to be. And Chris Paul used to be exciting. Chris Paul used to be blockbuster. Chris Paul used to be must-see TV. He's not that anymore. He hasn't been there for quite some time. The last time he legitimately really mattered his career was when he left Phoenix. And that was it. A lot of people didn't even know he was in San Antonio. And I could read the writing on the wall when they went out and got De'Aaron Fox. It was going to be his team to lead, him and Wemby. That's their 1-2 punch, their combo. It wasn't Chris Paul. He's not in the mix at all. And what do? You throw him a lifeline. You bring him back to Lob City. I just don't get it. I don't get it. But tell you what, we'll go ahead and land this plane when we come back from a quick 20 from a rap album. Nah, give me some R&B, man. Give me some R&B. It's your boy, Big Vern. Dun, 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 dun. Hold the presses. Y'all know what we do. We got another R&B album we pushing this month. Come As You Are, Terrence Martin and Kenyon Dixon, in stores now. Get it where you legally consume music, whether it be Apple Music, Google Play, or Spotify. My personal favorites on the track is Body and Soul. That's a really dope song. Tyrese a good song too. That's a good one. Follow Me, that's grown man music right there. With Ogie, You sitting back with your first lady sipping on something. It's quiet. You just want that, that togetherness. That's one of them ones. A Circle of Love with Robert Glasper. I really dug the album, but these four stood out to me. Make sure y'all give these boys some love. Come As You Are, Terrence Martin and Keon Dixon, in stores now. Yo, shout out to Keon Dixon and Terrence Martin, Come As You Are. So like I said, it's a dope LP. Show them brothers some love. They out here getting it in. So when we last left off, we were looking at the Clippers and what do they have to work with. They signed Brook Lopez in the offseason. How do you play Zubac and him together? I don't know how you do that. And then how do you keep CP3 on the floor? Does Harden play off the ball? Because Harden likes to push the tempo slow and lull you to sleep and things of that nature. I'm sure Kawhi's going to be fine when you go ahead and stick him in the corner. He can do what he's got to do. I just don't see this working. Norman Powell, he took Chris Paul's spot. I mean, not Chris Paul, but he took George Paul's spot, Paul George. And they were saying that, okay, Norman Powell, he's an upgrade. And that worked out so well, they traded him to Miami. So you had a guy come off the bench who was instant scoring. He made up for the whole hole in the offense when you got rid of Paul George. And like I said, deservedly so. But when you gave him away, that was pretty much the youth on the team. You only have 2 picks in this year's draft. And it's really 1 pick because it's a contingency pick in that second round. Because if I'm not mistaken, if the pick is worse than the OKC Thunder or it's better than the Rockets, then that pick walks out the door. So at the end of the day, you have to get a championship out of this squad. And I just don't think that's possible with Chris Paul. I just don't think that's possible. At this point, they're just signing names to be signing names. I mean, there wasn't a big ballyhoo about this to begin with. But also, you add fuel to the fire when you look at it and say, okay, what does he bring to the table? Nothing. He's just an older guy with older guys playing in the Western Conference, which has gotten younger because OKC is not going to suffer fools. And then Houston, they shot themselves in the foot, unloading all of their youth and draft picks to the Phoenix Suns. Devin Booker and those boys are looking to rebuild. Portland is the baby Blazers. I don't know if they'll go ahead and turn that around. But Minnesota, the Timberwolves, the T-Wolves are very dangerous. And they are a young team. Sacramento's rebuilding. They got to find their way. They still have a competitive team out there. So I'm just saying, just because you got these guys all on one team, it doesn't mean that it's a walk to the Western Conference Finals. Dallas, Cooper Flag, a healthy Kyrie Irving, a healthy Anthony Davis. I mean, where do you go from there? PJ Washington, it is really shaping up to be an interesting NBA season. But as for this trio of the menagerie of terror over here, I just don't see it going anywhere. However, if you are a Lob City fan, you know the drill. Again, if you are listening to this pod, get in the comments. Let us know, did we get it right? What did we leave out? This is Big Vern. We talk back. We'll be back. Top of the hour. This is your boy Big Vern.